So actually Allah designed this life to constantly go through changes. So those of you that got uprooted from your home and you're in a different place and you say, I miss my village, I miss my home, why can't I just go back? Why can't I do this? Why can't I have that old job back? Why did I have to do that? Why did we have to move to this neighborhood? Why did I have to, there's why? I hate change, I hate change. Allah says He made life full of change. You can't keep anything the same. Anything that Allah's command came into, like the water that came into a fruit, if you look at that fruit, what's happening slowly? It's losing its water, and it's getting dry, and it's eventually going to die. Allah says, وَضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Give them the example of worldly life. And this translation of al-hayat dunya as worldly life is very common, but the word ad-dunya is actually the feminine form of afdal al-tafdil in the mu'annath form of al-adna. And al-adna in Arabic means the lowest. And so actually, literally what's being said is the lowest life. And that's Allah's way of saying that life has higher and higher stages, and we're actually at the lowest stage. There's better and better coming in our future. So there's an optimism that's suggested. As tough as life may be, it's not going to get worse than this, it's only going to get better. It's actually, especially for a believer, that's what it's meant. Somebody might say, but what about hellfire? What about the punishment of Allah? Actually, Allah doesn't even consider hellfire life. He says about hellfire, لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا. He doesn't live in it, he doesn't die in it, he doesn't live in it. Actually, it's not even considered life. And the next life, the life after Yawm al-Qiyamah and the life in Jannah, Allah calls it lahi al-hayawan, law kanu ya'lamun. That's the real life if they only knew. So this life is actually the precursor, just a preview of what's coming in Jannah. Just a brief comment about that before we go back into this ayah. Allah in the Quran describes Jannah like no other religion describes heaven. And since I was here, I took the liberty of going to the Mormon library and spoke to a couple of the elders and had some interesting conversations with them about their beliefs and their concepts. And this is something I try and do, to understand other perspectives and how they see faith. But one thing you'll find unique about the Quran, the description, the specific description with which Allah describes heaven is not found anywhere else. You'll get general words like garden. That's the Garden of Eden. That's all you get. What Allah will tell you is fruits and lahmi tayrin mimma yashtahun, the flesh of birds. You're going to have some kind of chicken barbecue or something. That's going to be there. There's going to be all kinds of drinks that are being served. There are servers that are charming, that are serving drinks. There are friends sitting together talking about how life used to be tough and what they went through and how things used to be tough. They're having a reunion. Believers are having a reunion. All kinds of descriptions, very vivid, picturesque descriptions are being given of Jannah, but many of them you will find are things that are easy to imagine. Friends hanging out together, people enjoying drinks, servers bringing drinks, beautiful trees, waterfalls, cushions, carpets. These are all things we find in this life. And there's a reason for that. Even though our Prophet ﷺ told us, مَا لَا عَيْنٌ رَأَتْ وَلَا أُذُنٌ سَمِعَتْ وَمَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ. No eye has ever seen, no ear has ever heard. So and no imagination has ever imagined what heaven has to offer, what Jannah has to offer. However, if you read the Quran's description of Jannah, it looks like very easy to imagine. Palm trees and beautiful mansions and spouses and all that stuff, right? So why is that? It is actually because this world is made a preview of what is coming. This is supposed to give us a glimpse. Muslims see this life very differently than other faiths. And on many other faiths, this life is actually a curse. We were sent here as a punishment. In the Quran, we were not sent on the earth as a punishment. خَلَقَ لَكُم مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا جَعَلْنَا لَكُم فِيهَا مَعَايِشَ قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. In this world, He put things for you that you can live well with and enjoy. How little you show gratitude. You don't put someone in prison and say, be grateful. You put someone somewhere nice, and you show them the beauty of this world, and that's what makes you want to be grateful. This is what Allah does in Surah Ar-Rahman. He talks about, وَالْحَبُّ ذُو الْعَصْفِ وَالرَّيْحَانِ فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Like, look at all these beautiful things I've made for you. Look at the scent in the air from the crop that comes to you. Look at the grain that grows, the crop that grows. What more are you going to be in denial of? You should be grateful. So Allah did in fact make this world beautiful. And you guys happen to be very fortunate. You live in a state of Utah where you're surrounded by beautiful mountains. You get to appreciate Allah's beauty even when you're stuck in traffic. At least you have something to look at. I come from Dallas.